Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining me in this video. Today is Monday, the 28th day of April 2025. As Nnamdi Kanu heads to court tomorrow to face Justice James Omotosho in waiting for the federal government representative to bring people who they say that are going to testify against Nnamdi Kanu. It is reported that first senior advocate of Nigeria has joined Nnamdi Kanu's legal team as trial resumes Tuesday. That is tomorrow, right? First senior advocate of Nigeria join Nnamdi Kanu's legal team as trial resumes tomorrow. Now, we are going to deliberate this thing very well, but there is a video I want you to watch. You know, it's important for us to set the record straight. Time with that number, if you have been following me, you know my stand about the insecurity challenges from across the country, and especially in the southeast. Now, the military has been indicted as the causes of the insecurity in the southeast, the major cause of insecurity in the southeast. Now, this person that indicted them is not just an ordinary person. She is a journalist, okay, that is working with News Central. News Central is a very large, television station. You all know about it. I want you to take your time to watch this video to understand what is truly going on in the southeast, because that is one of the reasons why federal government, continue to hold Nnamdi Kanu amidst other reasons as well, okay? Now, they are saying that the insecurity in the southeast is because of the USN Nnamdi Kanu form, is because of IPOB Nnamdi Kanu form, but nobody is talking about this. Take a listen.
Good day, everyone. My name is Lolo Neka Chimizie. I'm the National President of Igbo Women Assembly. My personal experience, when this insecurity was too much in the southeast, I'm based in Lagos. For our group, we have different departments and we have media departments. So we decided to come and cover it and to find out what is actually happening. But when we came around to cover the insecurity, we discovered that 90%, I'm sorry to say, of the insecurity in the southeast was caused by the military. I won't apologize for saying it, because they would have shot me at Osumuhu that time. So when we came, and on Monday, we decided to cover the sit-at-home proper. So when I have my driver, I have my car, so I moved with my driver. So when we came to Olo, that near Banana Junction, we discovered that place was, closed up by the military. So I had to come down, because I have a newspaper outfit, so I have my ID card. So I approached the militaries. Even when they saw me approaching them, they were like, even their faces. And I greeted them and said, Oga, why did you block Drew? I said, who are you to ask us that question, without the harassment? And I showed them my card. I said, unfortunately, I'm a media person, and we are here to cover the sit-at-home, because we realized that you said IPOB is sit-at-home and they're enforcing sit-at-home. But with the look of things, you are the one enforcing the sit-at-home, because I know that before you came, there was nothing like this insecurity. Let's be honest to ourselves. Before the militaries were moved to Southeast, we didn't have it this bad. So you were brought here to relax the sit-at-home. Not that there were clashes within the sit-at-home, but for you to relax it so that people will start coming out. Now that you are blocking the road, it's like you are helping to now enforce the sit-at-home. So when I now flashed my car, they now ran inside. So out of anger, I moved those things on the road, and then I drove past. I covered the whole of Southeast. When you approach their checking point, they look more deadly than any criminal, even armed robbers you meet on the road. The way they approach, the way they harass. So after touring the whole of Southeast, we now realize that even the way they harass motorists, the way they harass people, we now realize that 80% of what we are being told is being done by the militaries and the harassment. Now, on my way back, I'm from Imo State, so I ended up in my hometown. I'm from Olo, actually. And then going back to Nnewi, where I was married. So taking that Osumuhu is usually faster. So I came through I landed through the Imo State Airport. I forgot to remove the tag on my bag. So when I approached that Osumuhu, they stopped us. And then when they saw this, the tag, they say, "Where are you coming from?" I explained myself. They searched me and what have you. And then when they took my passport, they said, "Madam, where are you going to?" I said, "I'm going to Nnewi." "Where?" "Nnewi South." "Where in Nnewi South?" "Oto." "Where in Oto?" They were now asking me my village. At that time, I was very upset with what they were doing. I said, "It now means we are under siege. This is not security. You came here for another mission. Oga, what are you doing with my village and my family name? So you are the ones that will collect this information from our sons that come from abroad, and then you give it to your kidnappers. It means you are involved in kidnapping. Otherwise, why would you be asking me?" I said, "I'm going to Nnewi." Is that not enough? You asked me my village, I told you. You asked me my town, I told you. You are now asking me my name, where I come from. So what else? In the night, you come and carry me like fowl. They were, in fact, they cocked their gun. 10 of them, they were mad, they were ready. I lost it. I now said, the Southeasterner needs to find out what is going on. This has nothing to do with IPOB. The problem is the media were reporting something else, while underneath something else was going on. So when I got home eventually, in fact, when I went after the quarrel, I told my brother, "You know what, turn this vehicle. If I pass, they will kidnap me." I think they work with those criminals in the bush. They kept them there. How can they keep these armor tanks and what have you? How large is Osumu? It's that forest that they cannot fish out those criminals. So as we were turning, they seized my car key. So I left them. So I think the whole drama, they went to bring their leader, the Ogas. They came with their van and they collected the key and they handed it over to me. I was alarmed. When I got home, I called the PG of my local government. And I said, "Oga, you people should stop looking at IPOB. I'm not an IPOB member. I don't know them, but this is what is going on. See. As I was talking, a young man said, "Madam, they seized my machine there yesterday." Because people, Okada will not pass through that Osimo, but I think it's better now. The man said, "Madam, I am." I said, "What did you say?" He said, "I am. But we are stuck." You know, that was the reply I got. We are stuck because the militaries are here. If you remove them, something else might happen. I think at that point they knew and they were looking for solution. Another experience we had is I passed through that Osu road and I met the militaries there. They were right at Ekotutu. And now from our investigation, we realized that when they were attacked by whoever attacks them, they would turn their gun on the villages living nearby. That was how also Ekotutu was burned. Have covered the whole southeast, both the police everywhere in the southeast, and they cannot fish out these criminals. But with few vigilantes that were raised, you can see the women saying that they can enter the bush now since we have this vigilante group. So what I'm telling Diana, let's stop moving money around. Now, but big cars, you know, security. Invest it in security. I can assure you, community trouble and we their security men 100,000. See what we'll do. We'll turn them as security and farmers in the bush. Nyaha location near mafia. Turn them as security, pay them well. Thank you very much.
Now, thank you for watching this video up to this extent. Now, you see what this woman said is very interesting and is scary at the same time. Both scary and interesting. It is interesting because this is what I've been saying right from time, because I don't just come here to give reports. I have proofs of my reports. I know what I'm talking about. I have concrete evidence about my reports. However, it is scary because your governors are aware of this, your politicians are aware of this, they know what is going on, but they are afraid to say it because they need the power. They are in politics, they need the power. They just need the power to protect themselves and their family to need more money. This is the tragedy of African nation. This is the tragedy of Nigeria. And that is why Nigeria can never be sustainable. Now, back to Nnamdi Kanu issue. This is the article from Sowore Reporters. Let us just read the first 3 paragraphs for you to understand the people who will be joining them to represent Nnamdi Kanu tomorrow, okay? It reads that, Four senior advocates of Nigeria, SANS, have joined the legal team representing Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, as his trial resumes tomorrow, Tuesday, April 29, 2025. The addition of the four SANS, Professor Onyechi Ekpa, Emeka Etiaba, Menda Awudu Nuge, and Dr. Joseph Akubo, increases the number of senior advocates on Kanu's team to 6 and brings the total number of lawyers defending him to 19. They join existing senior advocate of Nigeria's Chief Kanu Agabi and Uchenna Njoko. Okay? Is it important? Well, I think it is. And this is the reason why I said it is. During the first phase of Nnamdi Kanu trial, led by Michael Zekume, senior advocate of Nigeria, I know what Michael Zekume did for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Michael Zekume, took the case from the lower court, even appeal court, till we appeal court now discharging Nnamdi Kanu acquitted. You know what Michael Zekume said? I remember what he said that very day. He said, and I quote, Nnamdi Kanu have no case to answer any longer. It is left if federal government want to release him or not. That was what he said. So let's see what is going to happen from now till 6th of May, right? Yeah, because tomorrow the federal government, they are going to bring people to testify if they will see anybody on Tuesday. That is on 2nd of May. Then Nnamdi Kanu with his legal team will come and defend the witness or proof the federal government will bring. Why on the 6th, Omotosho will finalize the case. So interesting time ahead. Let me know what you think about these developments that is going on.